Okay, Owen's just brought this along. It's a Solis grid inverter. It doesn't work. I think we know how we're going to fix this. I'll just zoom in on the label. There you go. And thanks to Ian Helsby and Matt Cotton for the help with this channel. So let's crack on. Two totally different styles.
Yeah.
Right. What are we doing?
Turn that down.
Turn that down to naught.
That's down, okay.
Power's on. That's plugged into there. That goes into there. That goes into... That is all the way down. Whack that up to about 80.
So he's just plugged it all together. It's up to 80 volts. So it's in theory 160 volts, which should be in the range for this thing to start, and it's come on. 0 watts, and that's what happened before. So the green light should flash a bit, and then the alarm code should come on. It says initializing at the moment. And what it does, what it did previously anyway, was it keeps initializing and then failing and then trying again.
We're on 209 volts.
Okay.
Ignore the minus, I've just
Yeah.
got the tails the wrong way around.
It's generating. Let's see what it cycles onto. Could have been that all my rough handling has. Well, it's on 0 watts. This doesn't look right. Could be that all the rough handling has
Come on, focus.
reset some relays, but
It's dropped out again.
it still says generating. No,
Does
it's
it?
like OV bus. So that's the error. There's the alarm again.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to have this apart. Make it up as you go along, but I think we know where we're going with this one. So let's just undo these. The trusty Makita impact screwdriver with the hot glue. What did we do before we got these?
I think that's stuff one
That
there.
one's done. That one's not very good. That one's not very
Try
good.
that again there.
Yeah.
See if it'll work. Get a big flat blade and put it underneath and we'll try and
Yeah.
jack it out.
Just underneath the head.
Just
Just underneath here.
hang on a sec.
Yeah?
No, yeah, that's it.
Contact.
There's a washer in there that's small.
I've had...
Watch yourself.
Yeah.
There it is.
There we go.
Put do you have a pen? That's just put an X on it. Or a pencil or any old thing, just to
What, on that?
just cross it off so that we're not putting anything back in there.
Yeah. Do we need them old grits?
For that thing, no, I think we need to cut it off or chisel it off.
Cold chisel? I tell you what we'll do.
Oxyacetylene.
Yeah.
Gas flame.
My favourite tool. Here we go.
Oh yes. Oh, yes. I wonder will it lift up if we get the other ones out, because it might not be attached at the back.
I think we'll cut it off. Yeah?
Yeah.
Mind your eyes. There we go.
Pop off. When you have no respect for something, you don't money sunk in something, you don't worry too much about it. I think
That's
what it
right.
is.
Well, it's like If it's broken, then we can't make it any worse.
Yeah.
I don't know, which one is it? Oh, you've done it. Excellent. So there's this heat sink and you've got to get the screws off that go through the heat sink. Obviously the screws are not really meant to be undone. Because
that's an idea description of it.
That's right. The heads are in the screws. The actual is so shallow, and it's only pressed, and it's just appalling.
Some kind of soft cheese.
Well, yeah. Although, as we saw, it took a fair bit to. The cold chisel wouldn't.
It flips up
split
to
that.
you or to me. I don't remember which way.
I don't
To me.
remember which way either.
Now it's bent over.
Is it being a pain?
Come at it from the other end.
With a bigger chisel.
Out. Good.
Well done.
Blow the dust off it there first, I think.
There we go. Without breathing in first. Now I can't remember.
Yeah, it's up like that, I think.
Up like that, is it?
I think rather we might have to bring it down like that.
That's looking good. Okay.
We have plugged it out, eh?
Yes, we have. It's not live. Now that one there. I hope you're enjoying this live comedy show. We'll undo that one there. I think that will be grand. That's your input.
Yep.
I need my other glasses on. Now, let's just zoom in there a minute. Remember last time we saw those Zettler relays, exactly the same as in an Aurora. So I'm just going to undo the screws on this board and flip it over, and we're expecting to find a burnt pin on one of those relays, but maybe not. So I'll get back to you in a minute.
In your previous video you had a different arrangement on the board. That's the only thing I remember, because I looked at that video before we did this, and the shape of the board was slightly different. The shape was the same, the arrangement was different, I think.
Is that right? Maybe this is a 4 kilowatt one?
This is 4 kilowatts or 3.6, and it's a 2G model, so it might be an older one.
Right.
Or a different size. Could be anything.
Right, so we'll have that board off and I'll get back to you. Right, here we go. Whoa.
Steady.
That wasn't a capacitor spiking you. Looky there.
So 4 white relays, 1, 2, and then 3, 4. But this one over here looks a little bit brown with a pit in the middle. So that says it got hot at some point, so we would start there, I'd say, Andy.
Yeah, what we'll do is we'll scrape all the varnish back off the board, get the big soldering iron out, just clean it all up with a bit of flux and re-solder that. But it could be that the contacts in that particular relay are not contacting properly, so it's a build-up of heat. But it could also be that this inverter has been installed in a loft. Crazy idea. Install a really nice high-tech bit of equipment in a very hot environment. So, and you go, oh, there's insulation, but we're not talking about heat from down. We're talking about middle of summer, the sun's burning down, and the solar panels are working like mad, and the inverter's roasting. Anyway, let's have a look at this. So this has got varnish on it, and what we want to do is we want to spread the contact area as much as possible.
So that whole plate, even though there's other bits coming through, it's all the one contact,
Yeah.
the one connection. So if we're cutting across other pieces of solder and that, it doesn't really matter. It's not, we're not joining up like on a very detailed board. It's not like cutting these tracks here. This is all one big trace, and that's one big trace where Andy's working.
I reckon the heat has come from the contact, not from the actual joint.
I don't think that joint's burnt out. It's, the one you showed in a video had a hole in it.
Yes. So the heat has come down the pin from the relay. So ideally, we really would want to replace this relay by heating that up and using a sucker to remove the solder there, as in there and there.
Yeah.
Those are the coils, those are the contacts. But we're going to solder this anyway, because it's a proof of concept. And then we can hack the top off the relay. We're just waiting for this big nasty soldering iron to heat up.
Is the extension cord live, or have you switched it off on the wall?
It's live.
Okay.
So there we go. That's flowed onto the track as well as round that pin. Alright, we got plenty of solder on there, and the soldering iron's smoking away wherever it is. Yeah. Right, grand. Let's put it back together. Okay, it's all back together. So we put variac down to nothing.
Yep.
Good. Put mains into.
So the inverter's plugged in.
Yeah, and then plug the variac in and whack it round to about 75.
There you go. It's kicking up. So we'll see what happens. I'll turn it off for now. Although that should take, it can take up to 3 minutes on some of these to come on.
Well, the early ones did take up to 3 minutes. The later ones, less. 30th of the 7th.
It's on for the date, I think, is it, or is it a day out?
It's the 30th.
Yeah.
It's timed slightly wrong by 2 hours.
There's a relay.
We've got some clicking.
Still on 0 watts.
I can hear something. It says generating.
You're getting excited. I think it's the same as it was before.
Well, maybe.
It said generating before. It's still on 0 watts now.
Yeah, but I can hear something happening.
Can you hear it humming?
It's humming.
Yeah, it wasn't humming before.
It's putting the load onto. Ah, it's dropped out.
Now is the alarm going? There's the yellow alarm light on.
So therefore, that now we're gonna get relay.
And that's OV bus flashed up again.
Right. Okay.
So we'll get back into it and get the cold chisel out.
Get the Dremel out. Okay, Owen insisted on marking the relay, which is grand. So now we get the Dremel out, and I don't know whether I've shown this before, so let's just switch the Dremel on. Don't go too far, don't go too deep with it. Right.
There it is. Happy days.
You saw it here first. Here we see the inherent in the system. That is the contact there. Have you got that?
Yeah, you can see it moving.
Grand. So we need to bend something. But before we do that, I need to put my stronger glasses on.
Let's see if we can't get a flash on it there. Let's just see if we can see any. It's hard to get it to focus up so close. Slide it in and out again. Just see is there any colour on it. I don't see that it's burnt particularly, but
I don't think, if you look there, that is going up against the centre of the solenoid, and I can see from this side some burning.
ah, okay.
Can you get it to focus a bit more? You see there's some burning in the middle of that contact.
Okay.
Right. So
There's no particular issue with leaving the cover off. If it's
of a relay?
Yeah.
No. I had some Egypt say, oh, if you take the covers off relays, they explode. And I'm thinking, geez, what a half-wit.
It's yeah, the explosion thing's a bit strong, isn't it?
It's more than strong. It's plain stupid. Right. Okay. This is quite a hodgepodge of a video, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that somehow. Let me just get this relay is behind the moving contact. This relay screwdriver, and that one. So I've just bent that contact.
I think we should run it with the top open now, you know.
Do you think so? I think
Yeah.
we should, just for
funsies.
fun. But the
And we put the cable
display,
back on.
the display is there.
Yeah, so we'll have to come around. Well, the display is going to say what it was going to say last time if it's not working.
Right.
We'll see the contactor working, or the relay
So
working.
hopefully you saw that I bent that contact rather severely. It's perhaps just a bit too much, but that's good. Yeah, because it's making contact with its other contact before this plate here touches the middle of that solenoid. And you've got to have a bit of spring there so that it makes contact and then the solenoid pushes some more. So it's pushing those contacts together. Because if they're not, then you'll get arcing. And look, the top of this here, which is holds the contact, the fixed contact, it's blue. Yeah? So the heat has come from this side, not from the solder joint.
Kind of feel of that just to. Oops, hit it like that. Yeah. It's quite a good bit of resistance on there. It's not,
Yeah,
it's not light. Yeah.
You really want those contacts to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's put this back in here.
The peg goes towards you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Snapped in. We'll have to figure it out to get the cables back on that. We'll do that.
Right. On some of these, it tells you the countdown time.
There, it's opening and closing.
It's difficult to see this screen. It doesn't have a backlight.
It does if you touch it, but it's a bit precarious there. Touch the button, press a button.
Any button?
Enter probably.
Oh yeah. Well, something's happening. It says generating,
Has it got a
and it's got a I don't know what colour that light is, but it's operation light.
No, it's still on 0 watts.
It's still on 0 watts at the moment.
Yeah.
But let's just see. Oh no, there we go. 23.
Oh, okay.
How do we get into the...
That little cycle through it itself. I think.
Yeah.
If you press enter, it should come round, maybe.
Ah. There we go. 130. Oh, that's volts.
Yeah, but it's the current coming out there, 0.06 on the DC. It sees that this time. And there's...
Oh, we're going to go 69 watts, and I'll press lock, so that's locked now.
You've turned it, it's gone to the other one. Yeah, there it is, it's locked now.
So 92 watts, so it's working.
And that's it, by the looks of things. So that relay was falling out previously. That was just the second clunk we'd hear a few seconds later, but now it's just staying put.
Because it made a proper contact, and the machine went, oh, I've made a proper contact, so therefore I'll keep working, whereas previously it was a tenuous contact which it couldn't sustain.
That's it then, it's working.
There we go, 92 watts, and I'll just turn the variac up a bit. And there we are, 115 watts. 161. Champion. So that's another solar inverter fixed. I mean, it was a bit of a comedy show. We were bouncing ideas around and what have you, but it's thanks to Lee for bringing that first inverter that we were able to move forward with this one, and of course the experience with Aurora inverters, and there's 3 or 4 videos about those. And as you can hear in the background, the combines are out, so it's that time of year, dust everywhere. But comments always appreciated, discussion, views, and I will catch up with you soon. Cheers for now.